All right, we're here with Craig Corzine from Assumption, Illinois, driver of the Shell Rotella Burn Notice. And Craig, we're going to talk first about last year and kind of what the emotion was that you felt after making your debut here at the farm show and struggling a little bit on the starting line.
Sure. Well, to build a truck and to even be considered to come down here and invited was a true honor. And back from my modified pulling days and all the years of coming down here, I've been coming down here, I don't even remember how long, but a long time. And just to be invited with our own vehicle was unbelievable. And then to go out and we fell on our face. We broke something. It was a fluke deal, something that doesn't happen very often, but it did. And it was as big a letdown as I've had in tractor pulling, but that's pulling. I mean, it can happen every time you hook the sled, and to run flawless all year long and not break a thing, and then to do it on one of the biggest stages of all the tractor pulling was as big a letdown as I've ever had. But we told ourselves we're going to go home and we're going to regroup, and we're coming down here kind of on a mission, and maybe is a good way to put it, that's not going to happen again. And so we're going to try everything we can do just to make sure that doesn't happen. So here we are, and everything turned out pretty good.
Well, absolutely. You finished second this evening in two fantastic passes. The first one, a nice cross-track shot. But before we talk a little bit about pulling, let's talk about the new colors that you have and the quick decision you guys had to turn pretty quickly to get this thing ready.
Well, we did, and thanks to Miles and Miles Beyond 300 for putting that debut on the website. It's an honor to run the Shell Rotella colors. They started talking back in Toma, Wisconsin, so in the middle of June, and then we talked more throughout the summer, and it was pretty well done deal at Bowling Green, but not 100%, and it was a waiting game, wait, and we did not receive official word until about January 15th, and the truck was, the next day, we were stripping her down, and 3 days later, it was at the at Strip Masters in Decatur, Illinois, and they stripped it down, the chassis, and 2 days later I picked it up, we threw the body back on it, we flew to Jeremy Nelson's paint shop, and he worked his magic. 2 days later I was back up in his place, we ripped it all back apart, had the chassis sitting up on barrels, and 2 days later I was back up there picking it up and back in my shop while he worked his magic on the body. I was back home putting the chassis together, and about 2 weeks ago, he and I rode over to Indianapolis to TKO Graphics, and they put the rest of the Shell Rotella colors on, and the next day we were home, put the motor in and firing. So the motor got fired 1 week ago today for the first time, and it's a brand new motor. Minor Brothers couldn't be happier to run Bob's equipment, and happy that he's working with brother-in-law Adam, and they've got a great thing going and great equipment, and worked out pretty well all the time, but really good tonight. The top four is all his equipment, so that says huge for him.
Absolutely. And so when you made your first pass, you took the lead. Let's talk a little bit about the rush that you felt making that run, and then of course having to prepare quickly for a pull-off.
Well, we made a good run the first time, and I felt like I drove it right, but then when you 2 or 3, especially Ash, Ash doesn't really get too involved with the small stuff with the truck, but she really watches how I drive, and she came and she said, "You drove it perfect." And for her to say that, I think that's the first time she's ever said that. So that made me feel good, and to take the lead, I felt like we earned it, because let's face it, any truck could win tonight, and the bullets we dodged, and for Jesse, I mean, one of the toughest trucks in the country, to go out there and be first hook, and first hook is usually a pretty tough place, or a great place to be in our class, goes out, sets the mark, and everybody backed up from there, and backed up pretty significant, and we moved the sled over a ways, and it worked, and felt like we made a good run, felt like we did pretty well all we could do. Scott flagged us at the end, and but you don't know, it's Louisville. I mean, when you're sitting there, you're the 9th truck to run, and you've got 5 or 6 more to run behind you that are all Grand National PPL Champions Tour trucks that can all win. anything can happen. And so we weren't taking anything for granted. We felt like we were done for the night. We made the best pass we could make, and when they said you're in the pull off, it's 2:38. It's like, wow, okay, let's roll, let's do this. So we did, and when you make a good run, you don't really want to run your equipment a second time, but we ran it a second time, and when you do and you back it up, it's really good, because it shows that it wasn't a fluke. It shows that you do have setup, and we finished tonight how we finished the first go round. So we all kind of ran for nothing, but that's okay. It's Louisville. We want to run, because anything can happen. I mean, anybody can have some trouble, and we turned out second, which I'm ecstatic. I wanted to make Saturday night. We did, and get our picture taken up there on one of the biggest stages was truly amazing.
All right, Craig, thanks so much, and good luck on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you very much.